Hello, today we are going to see how to share files and folders between a virtual machine and your computer's file system. So we have noticed that when we are in our virtual machine, we are not able to copy files and folders back and forth between the virtual machine and our computer's file system. The reason is the guest operating system in our virtual machine does not have access to our computer's file system. So today I'm going to show you a way in which you could easily share files and folders back and forth between your host operating system and your virtual machine. The host operating system that I have is Windows 10 and my virtual machine is Cloudera VM. It's running on a Linux operating system. So first let's go to Devices menu. The very first option is called Shared Clipboard. You're able to see 4 options: host to disabled, host to guest, guest to host, and bidirectional. I have chosen bidirectional. It means you will be able to copy the clipboard back and forth between Windows and the Cloudera VM. So let me show you how that works. I have opened a Notepad++ editor in my Windows operating system. I'm going to type something. Welcome to operating system. Welcome to host operating system. And I am copying this using Ctrl+C. Okay, in the virtual machine, I'm going to create a new file, new document. I don't bother naming this file. This is just for test purpose. If I do Ctrl+V, yeah, I am able to see whatever I copied from the Windows file. So similarly, whatever you type here, welcome to Cloudera VM. You can just copy and go back to the notepad in Windows operating system. Do Ctrl+V and you'll be able to see that. So the limitation with shared clipboard is you can only copy the contents of a single file back and forth between the virtual machine and the host operating system. If the file size is too large, it will completely freeze and this option is not going to work. So there is another option called drag and drop. Again, this has 4 options: disabled, host to guest, guest to host, bidirectional. I have tried every single option and I'm not able to share any folder between my Windows OS and Cloudera VM. So I'm going to show you a way that actually worked for me. It's called shared folders. So let's go to Devices, Shared Folders. Click Shared Folder Settings. So here you will be able to see 2 options. The first one is called Machine Folders and the other one is Transient Folders. Machine folders are permanent folders in the sense that when you share a file using a machine folder, it will be there even when you restart or reboot your virtual machine. Whereas the transient folders are just a temporary folder, and if you want to share a folder one particular boot session of the virtual machine, you can go with the transient folder. Otherwise, it's better to stick with the machine folder. So let's go to machine folders and you'll be able to see a plus sign. Let's click the plus. So the folder path, this is the path of the folder from our Windows OS or the host operating system that you would like to share. So I'm interested in sharing this folder, C drive ByteQuest projects. I'm copying the folder path and going to paste it over here. So make a note of the folder name. So it has just used the same name as here, projects. We need this name in the later step. So please make a note of it. And there are 3 checkboxes. The first one is read only. What this means is if we are going to allow the virtual machine to only read the files and if you're not interested in making any updates, if you're not going to write to the file, then you can select read only. Otherwise, don't check this box. The other two options are auto mount and make permanent. So before talking about the auto mount option, let me tell you what mounting means. So in Linux operating system, mounting means sticking or gluing a source folder to a target folder in the Linux's file system. So what this means is, if we want to share the folder C ByteQuest projects to our Cloudera VM, then we will be able to access the content of this shared folder by mounting it. So whatever files and folders you have under projects, you will be able to access that in the Cloudera virtual machine. And when you check the auto mount option, so every time you reboot your virtual machine, your mount will be still functional. So there is no need to remount it again. And similarly, make permanent means you are making the shared folder permanent. So there is no need for you to again create a shared folder for every time you reboot your server. So let's go ahead and check auto mount and make permanent. Click OK. So now that we have shared our folder, the next step is to run the mount command. So for running the mount command, we need a terminal window. There are multiple ways to open a terminal window in the virtual machine. You can just right click and select open in terminal option, or you can just go to the top and click the terminal icon. Oops, I have opened multiple windows. Let me close it. Okay. We need to log in as root before we can issue the mount command. So let's key in SU. The password is Cloudera. Before we can run the mount command, we need to specify, or we need to create a target folder in which we are going to access our shared folder. So let's cd to home Cloudera workspace, create directory called projects. Okay, let's check if the projects directory is created. Okay, so we have a projects directory. So now we are ready to go ahead and issue the mount command. The command is mount -t vbox sf, and the next parameter that we need to feed in is the name of the shared folder. Remember, I asked you to note down the name of the shared folder. It's called projects. And now we need to specify our target folder, which is home Cloudera workspace projects. Okay, so now we have successfully mounted. If we go to the desktop, we are able to see our mounted projects folder. Let's go ahead and open it. Yep, the files and folders are completely intact. Suppose we are done with our mounting and we don't want to share this projects folder in our virtual machine, then we can use unmount to completely get rid of this shared folder. So the command for unmounting a shared folder is umount and the target folder name, which is home Cloudera workspace projects. Enter. Okay, so now the shared folder, it got completely disappeared. For more video tutorials and blogs on Hadoop and big data, please visit us at our website bytequest.net. Thank you.